When most people talk about finding your personal style, they focus on shopping, trends, colors, or buying the right clothes for your body type. But the truth is, none of those things actually helped me to discover my personal style. However, there were a few non-fashion related things that really helped. And so in today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 surprising things you can try if you're still looking to find or refine your personal style. So if you're excited, grab your favorite drink and let's dive right into it. The first shift is where everything really started for me. And honestly, without this, no amount of clothes would have ever have made a difference. And that is that I started to uncover the subconscious patterns that were running the show behind the scenes. So I first started doing journaling, and then I moved into therapy and coaching. And all of those modalities actually increased my self-awareness and helped me to discover some things that I didn't really realize were happening for me. So for example, I was really afraid of being judged or rejected, and that affected the clothes that I chose to wear. And so I stayed clear of anything that was unconventional or interesting. And so a lot of the things that I thought were style problems, for example, not knowing what to wear or not feeling confident in my outfits or not wearing the clothes that I actually want to wear, turned out to be self-trust problems. And so the more I started to uncover those patterns and heal them and understand and accept myself, the more natural it felt to express myself through my clothes. And so I know that therapy may or may not be available for you right now, so I definitely think journaling is a great way to start, just to uncover what is really going on beneath the surface. But even knowing myself wasn't enough to help me figure out my personal style, because confidence doesn't just come from that inside, it also comes from our lived experiences. And so that brings me to the second surprising piece of the puzzle, and that was developing confidence in what I could do and not just how I looked. So early on in my career, when I didn't really have much evidence about my skills and the things I was able to contribute, I would say that I was quite insecure. And so I would try to blend in or stay quiet in order not to expose that I'm not as skilled or smart as other people may have thought I was. And so the more I started to build real skills and grow my competence and do the things that scare me, I started to develop a little bit more of that muscle of courage and also that grounded confidence that is not this loud, flamboyant personality. I wouldn't say I'm at all like that, but it was much more about knowing who I am and knowing that I have something to offer. And that confidence from my professional life definitely flowed into my personal style as well. And so right now, even when I started YouTube early on, people would often comment that I look really confident and happy in my outfits and my body. And I just say that a lot of that is not about the clothes, but it's about how I feel about myself. Because I know that I have something valuable to offer. I know that I'm a smart and capable person. And all of that is translated through that confidence. And so rather than focusing on healing insecurities about your personal style, focus on developing confidence in other areas of your life. So whether that is your professional life, personal life, hobbies, skills, anything that's going to make you feel more confident is going to absolutely affect how you feel and how you look in your outfits as well. But still, there was something deeper that needed to happen, because even with my growing confidence, I was still trying to blend in. And here is where something unexpected that changed my personal style came in. And that was learning about my unique strengths through human design and personality profiling. So some of you that may have followed me for a while, you might have seen me in my human design reader era, because I was very, very passionate about the system, and I still am. But even if you don't believe in human design, just traditional personal profiling that you might get in your workplace can still help you to uncover a lot of those unique qualities and strengths that you have. And before that, I did something that I have seen a lot of people, and especially women, do. And that is that believing that all of the things that come easily to you are not valuable, and they must also come easily to other people. And through human design and personality profiling, I started to realize that my ability to grasp things quickly and then being able to explain them, or coming up with creative ideas, things that came very easily to me, and so I thought they were nothing special, were actually things that other people really struggled with. And so I started to understand that those were some qualities and abilities that made me more unique, and I started to grow my confidence in being slightly different from everyone else, because I started to realize that we are all unique, and even learning that some of my perceived flaws were actually strengths in disguise really helped me to reframe and change how I actually saw myself. And so understanding that I am unique, you're unique, everyone is unique actually started to help me to break out of this desire to blend in. Because you can imagine when I moved to the UK when I was 18, I had quite a strong accent back then. I still do have an accent, but it was a lot stronger, and I really struggled to blend into British society because I didn't know the TV shows, I didn't know the food, the culture, and so I felt very out of place. And so not only was I feeling out of place, I didn't also want to look out of place. And so I allowed my outfits to almost blend into how everyone else was dressing, what everyone else was wearing, and they weren't showing anything unique about me. And so maybe about 5 years ago, when I started to work with human design, that was when I really had this breakthrough that I am unique, and so I want to show that and express that in my outfits as well. And so today, I would say that the pieces that I choose feel 100% like me. So they're not anywhere extreme, they're not extravagant or anything like this, but they all have something unexpected or interesting about them. And so rather than having a plain beige trench coat, I have picked a black and white pleated one. Or instead of simple black flats, I actually have yellow suede loafers. And all of my items, including the shirt that I'm wearing today, have that interesting, unique aspect to them. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and that can be your birthday gift to me because I am turning 30 today. And so understanding your uniqueness is definitely the first step, but living it is actually another. And so one of the most powerful ways that I learned more about myself and what I actually need from my personal style was by stepping into new unfamiliar environments. So I'm talking changing jobs and working in a variety of different places. I've worked at the university, at an engineering firm, at a supermarket, on a construction site, and all of those places taught me something about myself. I also started doing book clubs and networking events and just putting myself in a place where I wouldn't necessarily feel 100% comfortable. And so every time I did that, I started to notice the effect that clothes had on me. And there were certain things that made me feel really good and really authentic, and there were other things that I wore or put together that didn't. So for example, when I started to work in a more professional setting, I used to wear those very corporate kind of blunt clothes that were perfectly appropriate for the environment, but made me feel disconnected from myself. So I started to slowly bring back a bit of color, a bit of pattern, or maybe a little bit of an interesting item, and that helped me to feel more creative and more like myself, even in a professional setting. And so when I started to honor this need to feel creative, whatever the place is, I started to feel much more powerful. So put yourself in different environments as much as you can. Talk to different people, go to different places, and try different activities, because each of those situations is going to teach you so much about your style priorities and what you truly value and need in your outfits. And there was another piece too. One that had nothing to do with clothes or outfits, but everything to do with how I actually saw myself. And that is working out. So starting to work out and lift weights especially completely transformed the relationship I had with my body and my style. And it was in a way that I never expected. So previously when I had worked out, it was much more about losing weight or chasing a certain size. But about 5 years ago, I signed for a gym where I had a group personal trainer, and so I had so much more accountability. And through that, I started to uncover that I actually really enjoy lifting weights and feeling stronger. And so I started to build muscles, and that improved my mood and started to create a much better and I would say more objective relationship with my body. So going from not being able to lift even 8 kilos to now being able to lift my entire body weight has absolutely told me that I am capable of achieving everything I want. And I love that my body is strong and capable, and I need to appreciate it for that. But it had a surprising effect on my personal style as well. Because in the past, I would often put on an outfit and I was not able to decide what was actually off. And so I would often blame myself and my body for how I stood and how I fitted in those clothes. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of us struggle with that body dysmorphia, basically not being able to see our body for how it actually is. And so working out helped me with that mental health aspect and helped me to start to separate the outfit from my body. And so today, if I put on an outfit and I don't like it, I'm able to look into the clothes and ask myself, okay, what do I not like about this outfit? And oftentimes, maybe there is not enough contrast or not enough visual interest. Maybe it's the wrong shoes, the wrong accessories, maybe my hair isn't done and that's affecting it. But all of those things are very much separate from how my body looks. And so if an outfit isn't right, it just isn't right and I can fix it. And I don't feel this deep desire to shrink or change my body. And so for you, it might not be about lifting weights. It might be about running, walking, yoga, or anything really. Any sort of movement is going to improve the relationship to your body. And as a result, is going to allow you to see your outfits more objectively, make changes, and uncover your personal style. But even after all of that, even with that stronger sense of self, there was still one habit that could trip me up if I wasn't careful. And that was really starting to honor how I feel in an outfit, not just how I looked. So in my early 20s, I would wear things because they were trendy, because I thought that this is the right way to dress and I would show people that I know what I'm doing. I also oftentimes would try to buy designer items or more expensive things, thinking that this is going to finally help me to feel amazing. And the thing is that no matter how good the outfit looked, oftentimes it didn't feel authentic, and that translated to other people. It really, really showed. And so paying attention to how you feel in your outfit, especially if you feel that something's wrong, something's off, it can really show you what's correct for you at the moment and what maybe isn't. And now I really want to make a disclaimer that there is a difference between being a little bit uncomfortable because you're wearing something new to you and you're expanding, you're stretching your comfort zone. That is perfectly normal. Let's say you really like this floral dress, but you're not very used to wearing dresses, but you love this one and you want to wear it. First time you put it on, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. But if you really feel excited, if you love this piece, you like this idea of how you look in it, wear it, it's going to get more comfortable. But there's a huge difference when you wear this dress because you feel like you should wear a dress on a date to feel and look feminine, but you hate the dress. That feeling of this is not me, this is not authentic, I don't like this, is really going to translate, even though on the outside you might look absolutely beautiful. And so pay attention to maybe subtle signals. How is your posture in this outfit? Do you like yourself? Are you excited, or are you just ticking a box because you feel like this is what you should be wearing in that given situation? Your feelings are data, and the more you start to collect that data and trust it, is really going to help you. And finally, and this was the biggest breakthrough of all, at the end of the day, personal style isn't actually about clothes. It is about trust. So I know some of you may have done what I used to do in my early 20s, and that was outsourcing decision making, especially about outfits, to other people. So I would text my friends and ask, what are you wearing to the bar? What are you wearing to this? And I would even send 3 different options and ask them, which one do you prefer? And of course, there is a space for genuine feedback sometimes if you're not sure, but most of the time it came from this desire to belong and that desire to not feel too different. And just, I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust that if I like this item or I like this outfit, that is enough. And so I asked other people for their opinion and put them almost on a pedestal that they knew better what was correct for me. And the same thing applies to trends. I used to follow trends because I thought that some fashion authority has decided on that, and not really stopping to ask myself, do I like this trend and do I actually want to wear it? And today I don't do that. I can participate in trends if I feel genuinely excited, but 9 out of 10 times I'll just let it pass because it's not authentic to me. And that is all about trusting yourself. So the biggest skill that you can learn is that if an outfit feels good to you or if you're excited about that piece, wear it. Trust yourself that you know best. And style is about feeling joyful and not about being stressed. And here is something really important that I want you to know. Awareness is powerful, but awareness alone doesn't create change. And it's that daily practice, the small brave choices, that willingness to experiment, even if those tests feel a little bit unfamiliar. That is what's going to help you transform your style and truly uncover your personal style and move it from something that you think about or have a Pinterest board about into something that you actually live day to day. And I know that it's a lot easier to make changes if you have the right people supporting you. That's exactly why I created my one-to-one style strategy sessions. So you don't have to piece this together on your own or rely on more rigid one-size-fits-all systems. In just 60 minutes, we're going to use my signature style method out to cut through the noise and get to the heart of your personal style. And you're going to walk away with a personalized style map that reflects your real life, real body, and your real self. You'll also walk out with clarity on what actually works for you and have the language to express that. And finally, you'll get outfit ideas and strategic shopping suggestions that you can start to implement immediately. So if you're ready for more real support as you bring personal style into action and you don't just want more information, I would love to invite you to book a style strategy session with me. And because it's my 30th birthday today, as my gift to you, if you book a session with me before the 15th of May, you also get 7 days of one-to-one personalized support from me. So it's basically like having a stylist in your pocket, and I'll be there to give you real-time feedback, support, and encouragement as you integrate everything that we uncover. You can find all the details below, and I would love to support you. So when it comes to personal style, it is not something that you buy. It is something that you build by trusting yourself more deeply, honoring who you are, and also giving yourself that permission to grow and evolve. So thank you for being here, and please let me know what is one thing that has helped you to transform or find your personal style. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.